Okay, so today's topic is again on veganism, and this must be a very hot topic for everybody. It should be. If it is not, it should be a hot topic. Um, and I prepared some fancy animations so you can follow the information easier, the presentation easier, and um, I will give another reason for those who don't know still um, why we should all go vegan. I will give another strong reason, and the reason is about energy efficiency of our food production systems. So let's go one by one from scientific studies and another report that the information is available on the internet. If you Google, you can find these facts. They are all based on fact, nothing that I made up or try to distort the information, distort the facts. No, this is all true. So let's go one by one. So meat, aquaculture, eggs, and dairy use about 83% of the world's farmland, despite providing only 18% of our calories. So why animal products are so inefficient? So there is a reason for that. And okay, so you can see what we are doing to animals, and is this necessary? I mean, this is not obviously efficient. We are destroying nature, and meanwhile we are creating such a culture that is so apathetic, so cruel. Look at this photo. I mean, unbelievable. Anyway, so and many of us contribute to this by buying animal products. On the other hand, this is a vegan meal, vegan food, and so you can have delicious and nutritious food, even actually much healthier food, just by using plant-based products, so plant products. And a diet that excludes animal products has transformative potential, reducing food land use by 3.1 billion with B hectares, and this is equivalent to a 76% reduction and a 19% reduction in arable land. So this is from Poore et al. Poore, probably I'm saying it wrong, but so this is a scientific study, a recent scientific study from Oxford University, so you can trust that, right? It's quite well established, references and everything. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Let's see why animal products are so inefficient. So energy efficiency of meat and dairy production. I took this from our world in data, and it says the energy efficiency of meat and dairy production is defined as the percentage of energy inputs as feed effectively converted to animal product. An efficiency of 25% would mean 25% of calories in animal feed inputs were effectively converted to animal product, and the remaining 75% would be lost during conversion. So this is the efficiency of animals converting the plant food that they eat to animal products. And the whole milk, it says it is 24%. So about 76% of the energy is being lost during that process. Eggs is about 19%, poultry is 13%, pork is 8.6%, lamb and mutton is 4.4%, and beef is 1.9%. So imagine that let's say 2%. So 98% of energy is being wasted if we eat beef. And it's not very different for pork or any other kind of animal products. They are still very, very inefficient way of feeding people. And it's just waste of everything, waste of lives, waste of resources, and in terms of health concerns, heart attacks and type 2 diabetes, some type of cancers, they're all caused by mostly animal products. And only animal products have cholesterol, and most saturated fat comes from animal products in just in plant foods. Maybe like coconut might have a comparable level of saturated fat, but it is still plant products are much healthier for us. Okay, so let's go into, so you can see that the efficiency is about like less than 10%, and if you like average about 10%. So let's go to mention about the energy efficiency and the 10% rule in the trophic levels. So let's assume that these are the trophic levels. So the green one is the primary production. So it is the food that the plants are producing. So the green ones are the plants and algae, all these photosynthesis and other kind of types of primary production, mainly photosynthesis. So let's see. So let's assume that our system has a primary production capacity of 55 units of energy, and we can use 5 units of energy from that primary production for human consumption. So plants for human consumption, and the other 50 units of energy, then we use it for animal consumption, non-human animals, right? So this is this data is taken from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and that 14% of edible 14% of these plants that we are feeding to animals, livestock, is edible by humans, and the rest 86% is non-edible. So this is a reference, like a trustable reference, and let's see. Okay, so this is the first, the primary production level of the trophic levels, and then we have livestock or hunted animals. We can hunt deer or some wild animals, and the rest of the wildlife that we don't touch. So we don't hunt, we don't enslave, we don't make livestock or anything. It is just wildlife. We are not touching it. Okay. So, and we have humans on the top of the food chain. They say, oh, it's not like we are not at the top. We shouldn't be at the top, let's say. So it's not a pyramid. It seems like a pyramid here, but it's not. Anyway, so let's not deviate from the actual topic. Let's assume a 50-50 plant and animal based diet. So 50% of the calories comes from plants and 50% of the calories comes from animal products. And if we assume 10% rule for energy flow in trophic levels, then we can find how much energy is being used by humans. So if we feed humans these plants for human consumption, so it was 5 energy units, and if we take 10% of it, because of the 10% rule of for the trophic levels, so 0.5 energy units can be fed to humans. Okay, so this seems good. So humans are eating plants, and it's quite like efficient. 10% is going to humans. And then what we do currently in today's society, we take these 50 energy units for the plants for animal consumption, and then we feed it to livestock, or we can say we are not feeding it to livestock, but we will wait for the deer or wild animals to eat it, and then we will shoot down, and we will kill and consume those animals. And then, of course, when we do this, we only get the 1% of the energy, because now we are using 2 trophic levels, right? So we fed all the plants that we could eat to livestock or hunted animals. They say game. It's not a game. Actually, it's a very serious stuff. It's very cruel. It's nothing fun about it. It's not a game anyway. So we feed it to livestock or hunted animals, and then we consume it, and then we lose lots of energy here. And then what is left? So in total, humans consume 1 energy unit here in that scenario. What is left to wildlife? 0. Nothing. So it is very sad. It is a very disturbing situation. But we have a better scenario, a better world. We can always imagine a better world, that where we should aim for. Okay, let's see. So still we have our trophic levels, and again the same. We assume 55 units of energy for primary production capacity, and we have again plants for human consumption, 5 units of energy, and the plants for animal consumption. This is 50 units of energy. Again, the edibility is the same with the previous scenario, but in this scenario we just have wildlife. So where is the livestock and where is the animals that we hunt? We don't hunt in this scenario. We are humans are 100% plant-based, so we are only eating the plants. Let's see in this scenario what will be the benefits. And so still plants for human consumption can be consumed by humans, and according to 10% rule, 5 is converted to 0.5 units of energy that is used by humans. And if we eat the edible part of the plants for animal consumption, then we also get 0.7 units of energy from that. And in total, we have 1.2 units of energy. So in the previous scenario, it was 1 unit of energy for humans, for human population. Now we have 1.2 units of energy, 20% more energy for humans. Then that can answer the how we will feed population question, right? The growing population, such things. And actually, like 40% of food is being wasted in developed countries and such. So um, if these inefficiencies can be addressed, then we will have no problem in feeding human population, even when the climate change would cause a reduction, a drastic reduction, like up to 60% reduction in food production, and in 80 years until 2100 or something like that. So even if we need to be more efficient anyway, right? So a clever human population will want to be more efficient in everything, because we are going to face uh, huge difficulties with food systems and such. So why why would we want to continue this inefficient and cruel slavery system, you know? And so as you can see that 4.3 units of energy is left to wildlife to eat and thrive. And so wildlife, when we leave that amount of energy and a huge amount of land to wildlife, then the wild predators can thrive, and the ecological balance could be reestablished as much as possible. And so this is an amazing thing for wildlife. You can see that um, if we stop stealing wildlife's food, energy, then we give them an opportunity to reestablish their populations, their livelihood, and that's a very good thing. Of course, it's nature, you know, wildlife. So um, it's a win-win situation, because humans have more energy, and it's a healthier kind of food, no cruelty. Also, farmers don't need to kill wild predators. And you know, when you kill wild predators to protect usually farmland or livestock, um, um, so once you stop killing that, the other um, populations that those such as deer populations that are exploding in some places, they will return to balance. So once you can reintroduce the wild predators, then you will reestablish the natural balance there. And the only way of doing it is by um, going vegan, because even if you say, okay, I am going to hunt the wild deer, and I will not eat any livestock, but I will eat naturally like our ancestors did, and hunting and such things. Even if you want to do it, it's not possible, because still you will need to kill the wild predators, so you can have that deer for yourself. So it's like everything is messed up when you want to eat um, cruelty. When you want to consume cruelty, everything is messed up. In here, even you can realize that it is wrong. You know, mentally it is wrong. Um, um, Morally it is wrong, and logically it is wrong, as we saw, and naturally it is wrong. It is terrible to do to nature. And so that's the logic for energy efficiency argument, behind the energy efficiency argument. And so ruminants convert about 2.7 billion metric tons of grass dry matter, of which 65% grows on land unsuitable for edible crops. So some might say, okay, we are like I will eat wild bison or wild deer, or I will livestock is good because it is converting the available energy resource that is inedible by humans to edible food for humans. And they see that the environmentalists tell this because they say it is a good thing that we can reach to these food resources. But think about it, like you are directing this unavailable energy resource for humans, that you render it edible, and then you allow human population to steal that resource as well from the animals. So this is very cruel thing. This is we are stealing wildlife's food unnecessarily. It is not a good thing to convert everything to human edible resource, and this conversion is very inefficient. But just we want to do it, we are just mindlessly following the culture and doing it. And so how can we talk about being an environmentalist or caring about nature while we keep enslaving and stealing wildlife's resources unnecessarily? So that's the point, okay? You need to understand this point. It's very important. How can you claim to be conscious, loving, caring being while you are doing this act, while you are paying for this to happen, while you are stealing wildlife's resources from nature? Okay, so if you don't care about nature, I want to remind you something, that everything you love and care is a subset of nature. So if nature gets destroyed, everything you love, including you, also gets affected. So go vegan, and thank you for listening. I hope I could make sense to you. Somehow you can go through the numbers, they are all correct, they're all true, but I'm open for debate or some comments or even corrections if you see something that say, oh, this doesn't make sense. But of course, logical arguments, like not just say, oh, just ad hominem attacks or other things are not accepted. Like if you have scientific proof that you can show, okay, but don't show like made up stuff, or like don't say to me like, oh, I had an uncle and he was eating so much meat and he lived up to 100 years old. That's not a scientific study, right? So and anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully see you next time, and take care and go vegan.